All right, so today the purpose of this video is just I want to show you, educate you a few things about the USDA loan type. And in part, I want to just show you this via screen share because I'm going to share numerous things they're not hidden, they're not secret industry. You don't need to log in for really any of this stuff. I'm just going to give you some high points and you can think for yourself if this might be helpful to you. So I'm going to give you and then we'll go from there and we'll start using the USDA website to see where eligible areas are. And then maybe if we find something that might be of interest that is for sale. And I'll just kind of take you through my thought process as I sometimes help someone doing that. So first off, about USDA loans, most people know them best because they offer a zero down payment loan. This is, a primary attraction to it. It'll finance 100%, and unless you're a veteran eligible for a VA loan, you probably don't have 100% financing available to you, except for maybe with a state or county assistance program creating that down payment for you, but you're not financing 100%. Another real upside to them is that most people, the other thing they might be considering is an FHA loan, which would require some down payment and also would involve mortgage insurance. Well, USDA has a lower rate of mortgage insurance, roughly about 40% lower than USDA's mortgage insurance. So translation, that's going to save you money on a monthly basis. There are competitive interest rates. It is a government-backed loan, and so that kind of helps keep it market competitive. Um, that exact rate for you is going to be it's going to be guided by things like credit score, and so telling you a rate today, which would change tomorrow anyway, is going to be kind of pointless. So I'm not really endeavoring to quote rates, but just give some general information. Now, other things you got to be aware of, and as you can see, I just pulled up a Gemini AI summary just to give you some of the high points. Again, this is not super secret. I'm just sharing it with you, bringing it to your attention. And if you want more in-depth analysis, you want a professional to help you analyze credit and income, I can walk alongside you doing that as well. Just reach out. So, hard limitations, the deal breakers, you got to fit within their income box, and that's not just the borrower's income. They're looking at household income, everyone in the house over 18, or including a working teenager. So, if the total household income exceeds 150% of the area median. Now, that statement right there is a little technical sounding. I'm in Central Florida. Generally, the areas around me in Polk County, Hillsborough County, I think Pasco County, that household income number is around $119,000 a year. Now, whether you know how to calculate your income in the same way that an underwriter would is maybe another question, but that gives you just a guidepost. And I could speak to you, consult with you about where your income lands on that. Other thing you need to know is this is strictly residential. This is primary residence only. So no investment properties. You can't buy a farm, a home with a commercial shop, or a property with a second rentable unit. No duplexes, no multi-unit, primary residence only. This is not for fix and flips. And then inspection standards, as with any of the government loans, FHA and VA, they do have certain standards that when that appraiser comes out, they're going to be looking to make sure that that property's condition meets certain minimums. And if not, then they'll list that in the appraisal and require that to be brought up to those standards before closing. Um, there's a 1% upfront fee, which is financed by the loan. This is also similar to FHA, but cheaper than FHA. It's a lower upfront fee than FHA's. People are pretty accustomed to this with government loans because it's pretty typical in one form or another. Seller concessions. When it comes to closing costs, some people want their seller to pay their closing costs. USDA does allow up to 6% to be paid by the seller. Usually, you're probably going to run more like in the 4 to 5% range of your purchase price, but your purchase price also kind of makes that those proportions change at times. Um, Credit flexibility. There's an automated underwriting system that you're going to be run through. Probably the main thing to know is that your ratio of your housing payment to your income and your ratio of your total debt to your income is what's going to be viewed in relation to that. So, like 29% of your gross income going towards your housing expense. I mean, if you want to look at it this way, let me share this a little bit differently where you can maybe see my calculator. Okay, so now you're seeing my calculator. So if your monthly house payment is going to be 2,200 with your taxes and insurance, and if there are any HOA, divided by 29 times 100, then you need total monthly income to be at least 7586 times 12, that's about 91,000 a year. And again, that might be two people's income altogether working up to that number. Okay. So now that we've got a few basic understanding of you can get 100% financing, but also there are geographic restrictions is the next thing I want to move on to. Only certain areas are USDA eligible. So here I'm showing you the USDA website. Again, no login required for this. This is something anyone can access. And if you want to comment the word MAP, MAP, in the comments, I'll reach out to you, send you a link where you can go see this for yourself. We can do a screen share together when we consult and walk through this. But again, I'm in the Central Florida area. You can see this map works for the whole United States, but I'm going to kill off this address I was looking at, if I can do that. Didn't like that, did it? Let's just try to refresh this whole page. Okie dokie. Let's just go back. Okay. I'm on the USDA website. You can go to single family housing guaranteed. This is the program for that. You'll see the whole United States. I'm going to zoom in on Florida. So the brown orangey areas are the not eligible areas. So you can see statewide, you got certain zones, Jacksonville, big metropolitan area, Miami, Orlando, Tampa, some other things along the coast as well that are not eligible, Tallahassee, Pensacola. But you can zoom in and get more specific to find what is eligible. So I'm going to go to a couple of spots that might be of interest. You know, if you're kind of in the Tampa area and maybe Land O'Lakes, like that's going to be around this area. So I've kind of found this intersection on Zillow. And then I've found, kind of a cutout in that area of eligibility. See if I could find a nice home that someone might want to live in. So here's a home that's $375,000. It is it's priced out about 233 a square foot. Maybe that could be lower. Very new, very new. This literally just showed up. I was on this page just a second ago. So this is a new property and 3250 Helmel Court. So we can just take that, copy, paste that into here, and see if we can. All right, this address is located in an eligible area. So there you go. I mean, if you're looking for 32, 1,600 square foot in the Tampa metro that's eligible for 100% financing, that could be one for you. Now, a couple of things real quick about my search parameters. I'm just told Zillow to show me things between 250 and 450. Um, I think I'm, houses only. Uh, I included some coming soon. I included agent and owner posted. So, yeah, just kind of like going by map search with a little bit of filtering criteria. Um, Here's another one, 330, 255 a square foot. Just had a price cut about a month ago. Let's look at this address. 17034 Ongar Court. This is pretty much in the same neighborhood. Let's see. This one's a little higher price. Looks like a very nice place. Built in 2023, 6014 Shore Bird. BR. What does BR stand for? This address is located in an eligible area. So these are all USDA eligible properties by geography. Um, and let's say you maps.google.com. Let's put that into Lakes. And I don't know how to get to some directions somewhere. Downtown Tampa. That'd be a little bit of a commute if you were working downtown. So maybe that is or is not a good location for you. But maybe you work in the university area. Let's East Fowler. So you're about a 35-minute drive to work in that case. So that might be more realistic, but just giving an example. So let's go back, zoom back out, looking at the greater Tampa metro area. This is Tampa down here, St. Pete over here. Pretty much none of this Pinellas area is eligible. As you can see, it's all orange. But if you kind of go around the bay, I'm just talking as if someone might be looking in the Tampa metro area and seeking 100% financing from USDA. What you're going to see in this area right here is that there's a lot of preserve area. And so if I were to kind of try to find that area here, you're going to see Flatwoods Park, Wilderness Conservation, Morris Bridge is taking up a lot of that. So you're not seeing too many homes for sale there. 301, 582, 301. So I'm just kind of trying to match my maps up. You got a couple of properties for sale in there. Kind of looks like older homes. That's land. 9235 Freedom Hill. This might be something new construction. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right, so let's look at this one. This is in Sefner. Kind of looks like it might be eligible. So I'm going to pop this address in there. Now there you go. You're just over I-75. Let's look at let's say downtown Tampa. You got about a 20-minute drive to downtown Tampa from this location. That's pretty good. So, assuming you need to commute to downtown Tampa, just giving a point of reference. So 9235 Freedom Hill. You're at 419. So we would need to do some math as to whether this payment would yield something. 92-month in HOA. We would look up a tax bill. But yeah, we could do some math together if this is what looks good for you and see if you wanted to finance 100% of this. You got some nice community amenities, playground. Looks like a pretty clean place, fairly modern in style. Go back to the listing. I mean, that's pretty attractive. 2,600 square foot, a good bit more room than maybe those other options we were seeing. Let's go one more place, kind of rotate around the bay, because I know that this area is very rural, a lot of farmland, not as many neighborhoods and houses to choose from over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down south to more of the Apollo Beach area. In fact, let's see what we can find in here. So we need to go south of Big Bend Road. So if you've been in Riverview and Apollo Beach, you're probably familiar with how I-75 cuts south. Big Bend Road is kind of a marker there. So let's back our map out here. Go down south to Riverview. There's Ruskin. There's Apollo Beach. Big Bend Road is right here. So we know we're looking to see what maybe is in this little corner. Okay. So we've got some different price points here. Covington Stone is a big master community in there. 6908 Covington Stone Avenue. Yes, address is located in a USDA eligible area. So you could get 100% financing based on property location at Covington Stone. We would need to take an application, pull credit, assess your income, make sure that you don't exceed the limits, and make sure that your ratios meet the minimums. But I'm just showing you some examples of locations that are eligible for USDA 100% financing. We're just using the publicly available USDA website to look up a few properties. We've got one at a lower price point here, about a little under 1,600 square foot. 6352 Mooring Line Circle. This is eligible. Let's say you lived here and then you might work in Brandon. So that's going to be just a straight shot up I-75. You might work in downtown Tampa. You can get there pretty quickly. You go straight up 41 in that case. Or you could take 75, add about 3 minutes to your commute there. So a lot of people live down here. That's what they do. Okay. So let's maybe find another. I'm really just poking around the map here. Here's a 3.2, 1,700 square foot for 325. And if any of this is looking good or any of these areas are looking good, reach out to me. We'll do some analysis, see if you can be pre-qualified. And yeah, this address is located in an eligible area. So as you can see, the point of this is I'm just showing you that there are opportunities. And if you know how to look and use the resources available to you, you can, USDA is one option. And it's one of many. But if you want some help with making that analysis for yourself, I just want to show you that this is available. I can help you with it. Reach out to me. If you want the link to this yourself, you can comment the word map in the comments and I'll share that with you. That's all.